Internet, welcome back. So this is week 2 of the new style of videos, and we're going to kick this off with some angle mods. Now I've got all my suspension off, so I'm going to show you what I've done on the one side to try and figure this out, and then we'll see how we're going to make some changes. So this is a stock lower control arm. This is a modified lower control arm. Now everything from this point back is exactly the same, so you'll see this is where the stock lower ball joint is. Now the original plan was to get this ball joint spaced out 40mm, but when I had it welded it completely cut the ball joint and it was dead. So what I made was this bolt-on part that uses the bolt for the bottom of the suspension strut, and then it also bolts through a 40mm extension in aluminium. Welded this hub on an M20 rose joint and it looks like that. Now it looks pretty basic bitch, but it is at the moment. It's a bit of a, well, I suppose you'd call it a prototype, I don't know, but let's show you how it all comes apart. So you just take the bolt out for the suspension strut, you loosen this nut that holds the bottom in place, drop that out, and you're left with this. There it is. Now that cutout is there because that's where the tie rod point or swing past on inner lock. So yeah, it just bolts straight off. It makes changing, I'm going to make a couple of these, so if I do get any problems with them, at least I can stick a new one on and get going again. So that's got to be cut and this block has got to be welded on the same, so we can do the same the other side. And then we've got the upper control arm. This one has been extended 40mm and this one is stock, so we've got to have that done again. So the top ball joint will be fixed and all the static camber will be controlled at the bottom. So that's that. These are going to get extended, that's going to get modified. I've got to make an identical copy to that for that one. Now, having a little bit of a play today, I think what I'm going to do is swap these over. So the right hand side is going to be on the left, left on the right. And what that's going to do is it's going to move the upper ball joint further back, so that on outside lock we've got a little bit of negative camber, but on inside lock we'll have loads of negative camber. So that'll mean the trailing wheel will be able to scrub a lot easier. But we'll see how that goes when we come to do it. I don't actually know how it's going to work out, but this is all a bit of a test. So we'll go from there. Onto the hubs. We have a load of test pieces here that we've already started. So if you ignore this extension and that, this was version 1. Everything was in the stock location apart from this tie rod pickup point here, so it was moved further in to give us more lock. Now I tried cutting off this and welding it further out to see how that affected camber on and off lock, and on another hub I tried welding in this thing, and that seems like a good method. It's a lot easier to do than cutting this off because it's really difficult to get the angle grinder in. And this was one initial cut which was a bit of a practice. So I think we can still use this one, but I'm out of practice ones for the left hand side of the car, so I've got to source another set of hubs to do the final one. Now by moving this out a bit further, because this has been spaced out 10mm, by doing that it will really exaggerate the camber gain through turning. What it will do is we need to move this probably out about 20mm. So what that will help with outside lock, we will get less positive camber, but with inside lock we will gain even more negative, so it will help with scrubbing. But again, it's all a bit, I've never done this before, and I don't really have anyone else, I don't have any photos of anyone else who's done it before, so it's what you'd call guesswork, I think. Just try it, see what happens, see how it feels, and then if it doesn't work, try something else. So yeah, I need another set of those, but while we're waiting for those to be welded and waiting for another set of these to turn up, I suppose we better get on with something else. Hey everyone, it's Wednesday. That means we've got welding to do. And that's it, it's done. So we now have 2 ramps. One's still got to be painted, the other one's still got to be finished off painted anyway. So this weekend the plan is to find some way to load these onto the trailer, take my trailer to work. We've got to wire up some side marker lights for it and some corner lights, and then we're going to test load it with my dad's car and just see how it goes. So that one wasn't on the board, but it had to be done anyway. So what else have I done today? I dropped the control arms off at the welder, so they've been done. Hopefully they'll be finished this week and we can do some more work on the steering this weekend. But next, let's have a look at the list. So I think I'm gonna go for rear pipe next. So we're gonna try and finish off the exhaust in full. Now it's what day is it? It's Wednesday. It's like 8:15, so I'm gonna call it a night and we'll do some more tomorrow. Hey guys, it's Thursday. We did some yesterday and I left off by saying we were gonna do the exhaust next, but to be honest with you, I'm knackered. This is the real life of doing video blogs or vlogs, whatever. I can't be bothered. So I have done something. These are my tie rods ready for when we start making the new hubs, and I've made this little spacer here that will extend them a bit higher than stock ones, so that should help correct bump steer. So I've done those two. Also we've got, because the end of the tie rods is M12 by 1.25 or by 1, couldn't get these rose joints in that thread, so I've got some bolts with the right thread, cut the hex off and ground it all down. So what I'm going to do is cut the end of the tie rod off at the right length, and then just sleeve this with I've got some of the right size tube here, I think. I don't know if that's going to go in, but basically we'll just slip this in like as far up as we can, and then slip the other end of the tie rod in there, cut this to the right length, and then just weld it up both ends. And I don't know if that's going to be strong enough. I've never done anything like that before. I've seen it done. I've not seen anyone really complain about it, so hopefully that works. But tonight I'm just going to chill. It's Thursday, tomorrow is Friday. Saturday we've got the big test run of the trailer, so I finished the ramp for it down there. So I'm going to drive to work with my dad. You get to meet my dad. And we're going to test the ramps, attach it to my car, try and drive his car on, see how that goes. So I don't think I'm going to do anything tomorrow night. I haven't really got anything else I can do. I'm going to have a rest. So yeah, next time I see you, it'll be Saturday. We're here. So this is where I work. All kinds of stuff. And this is the trailer in all its glory, whenever this is going to focus. So it started as a caravan chassis, and what we've done is we've shortened the back a little bit. We've added all this steel for the runners, a load area at the front. Eventually, if I've got enough weight left, then we'll make a tyre rack here. Put a winch on it, Got this snazzy carry box for all my stuff. And that's about it. Now there's a few problems with it. One, this jockey wheel is nowhere near strong enough, so it's bolted to the hitch, but I've got to put some weld across here because it kind of flexes a little bit. And we've got to test fit the ramps. We've got to put some side marker lights in, which I've got, and some corner lights, and that's about it. And then do a bit of a test load. So I'm gonna get the ramps unloaded. I've got to cut a bit of an angle. You see we've got a bit of an angle on this one here. I've still got to cut that on this one, and we've got to paint them as well. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, this is all our lighting equipment that we've got to add. These are white LED side marker lights, and they're going to go down the side of the trailer here. And we've also got some corner lights. Now, I haven't tested these, got these off my dad. So I'm not quite sure where we're going to put these, because the plan is that we can back the trailer into the garage. Now if I put these here, they don't really fit. If I put them here, that might work actually. Yeah, that might work. They still don't quite fit, but maybe if we put them about there, at least we can see where the back corner is then. So yeah, what we've got to do first is get this deck off, and then find the live wire for the side lights and the earth in the trailer wiring. Pinch into that, and then run a load of new wires all the way down each side for each one. Right, so this is the main harness for the whole trailer. What we need to do is cut into here, and we need to find the black wire, which is the side light for one of the sides, and the white wire, which is the earth. And then we're just going to tee off those, run them down both sides of the trailer, and we are quids in. Okay, so now we know what we're doing. Let's work our way down the trailer and get the rest done. Two down. So that's it for this week. Today is actually my birthday, so I'm just going to finish editing the video I'm going to eat some cake, chill with the cats and the wife, and we'll see you next week. So like, subscribe, leave me any comments you want. See you later.